Excuse me, I just jumped out of the shower, but I needed to make this video because Gigabash is my favorite game of the year. This is probably going to be one of my favorite games, period. I don't say that about a lot of games, but I think Alien Isolation is still like my #1 favorite game of all time. And then there's a couple thrown in there, but Gigabash is most definitely a top 5, if not top 3. So even though I haven't had time on the channel to kind of express how much I love kaiju movies and monster movies and all the cheesy old school ones and all the badass new ones like the Monsterverse, I can at least start by saying I'm a big fan. I literally have this Godzilla board game that I got at Target, and I'm such a big nerd that I even collected the little Godzilla miniatures just so that I could use them in this game, even though they're not playable characters in this game, because I love kaijus that much. If you're a good, long-time friend of mine, then you absolutely know how deep this obsession goes. I have an unfinished Godzilla tattoo, which eventually is going to have like more monsters in the back, or I don't know, but it's gonna have more to it. But he's there. He's there. And literally everything about people in suits and everything. Sorry, that was kind of cringe. Let's just say I love it all. And it's not even Godzilla, it's like Ultraman and all the other Ultramans, which I have pretty much up to date all of the old school Ultraman shows. I have like 7 steelbooks of them. I was even at the American premiere of Shin Godzilla or Shin Godzilla, depending on what you prefer. I don't know if you're a nerd like that. And I have to say, high school Enzo loved it. It's literally just the best stuff, like... There's just a sweet spot with me with all these old movies and like Power Rangers and Kamen Rider and everything. Even the American old monster movies like King Kong and Mantis and etc. I grew up with it. That's the shit I like. So when I found out about Gigabash a little over a year ago or so, I was hooked. Small indie team. I'm always looking up their Twitter stuff. I'm always responding and liking and retweeting their Twitter stuff. I cannot stress enough just how amazing Gigabash is, or at least to me. I might be hyping it up, and to a lot of people it could just be a little 4-player arena brawler, so like Super Smash Bros. Or any of the other ones that came out. But for me, someone who does not like fighting games, because I am a horror game enthusiast and a survival game enthusiast and stuff, I love open world. For a fighter game to make me react like this is pretty big. And with Gigabash, I've played this a lot more than I have played any other fighting game, and I plan to keep playing this for a long time. I'm gonna stop myself from rambling because I tend to do that way too fucking much. But so what is Gigabash? Well, it is a up to 4-player beat-em-up brawler, just with giant monsters and little cities, throwing buildings at each other, smacking the shit out of each other, making references to some of my favorite moments in Godzilla films, Kong films, etc. But some of the things that I was worried about with this game, I actually found out, wow, they overdid themselves. They really did. Because I know one of the critiques that I had in here where I was like, okay, they're showing like 2-3 maps, and then a couple months down the road, they were showing like another 2 or 3. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like 6 maps or so. It's not bad. No, that's not the case at all, actually. Not just does this game have like a dozen maps and variations. This game has like emotes, skins, unlockable items, unlockable title music, unlockable key art and like concept art and a bunch of other stuff. It has a story mode, which I was not expecting at all. And even though it's like a 4-chapter, 20 total missions side story thing, yeah, I loved it. I feel like when it comes to indie games like this, the whole like cutscenes that are just art and like all that jazz is pretty common. No like dialogue, voice acting and stuff, which, you know, of course, it's not a big game. But the art cutscenes are like mixed in with like CGI rendered cutscenes from like in-game models and stuff happening. And then the stories are like unique and different, and they have similarities in each other, but I don't think they're all the same story, so it's kind of like their own 4 independent stories with like similar things happening. I don't want to say much because I would rather people go buy the game and play it for themselves to see what I'm talking about. Now, even though the story mode isn't like long or anything, there's like 4 different modes, one that you have to unlock called Apocalypse mode, I'm pretty sure, and like you unlock a lot of different things. There's like grade levels for how well you do, how many hits you take, if you had to respawn at a checkpoint, etc, etc. It's just a blast. I also really liked the Thundertross story because I feel like that alone could have been like an anime or like a little movie or something, and I would love to see that now, like a little Gigabash anime or movie, just because of how fun it was and how much I actually gave a shit about these characters, that I was like, I'm not gonna give a shit about these characters in a fighting brawler game. And here I am, proving myself wrong, eating my foot, as they say, I think. So there's story where you can unlock stuff and just have a fun time, but then there's also like offline modes, and the AI is really good. And there's a gym mode where you can like hold your position, which I think they're gonna add like a little camera mode in the future. There's currently no camera mode that I'm aware of, but it seems like that would be a cool thing to do, like hold your position and like punch a monster and then take the photo. Kind of like Spider-Man PS4 and all those other games. And then there's like local, which is essentially the old school, back in the day, oh, you know, let's order a pizza, let's eat it with our friends, let's play co-op on the same couch, laughing and shit. The fact that almost no gaming studio does that shit anymore, it blows my mind, but Passion Republic Games was kind of like, fuck it, we're gonna do it. We're gonna bring back the whole order a pizza, hang out with your friends on the couch, and play a goddamn game together. 1v1, 2v2, mini games, which is more like Mario Party, but I found that they're really fun in and of themselves and could be like a whole thing. And even though the mini games are locked to like local and couch, you know, it's not online technically, that's fine by me, and I'm sure that they'll just add it along the way, like down the road. It'll be something that you could just do online, but then you switch it over to online where you can fight people like around the world, and it's fun. I don't want to go on for too long about this game because I really just want to make a short little video just expressing my love for Passion Republic, for making this such a great game, for playing such a great game, just explaining how much I've had fun. And I think by ending the video on a note where I would like to see this game grow. I want to see what licenses Passion Republic can get. I want to see if they can maybe get Godzilla licenses or Power Rangers licenses. Hell, Gamera, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, are you kidding me? If Fall Guys can get Godzilla licenses, which Toho is crazy about their licenses, then I'm pretty sure Passion Republic can put in a good word, especially with the amazing quality in their little game. I would love to be Godzilla beating Rodan or Mechagodzilla or so. Top 5 Toho monsters, if it does happen: Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan. Please. I would also love to see some other monsters down the line like Ghidorah or Gigan. Of course, that's just me wishing for like licenses and stuff. What's most likely gonna happen though is that they're gonna just bring in more kaiju that are original and like rip-offs of these famous kaiju, but like in their own way, which is totally fine. I want to see the creativity, I want to see it all. They already have like a building kaiju and like a snail kaiju, and both of those are already so unique that I want to see more from them that are original, that don't necessarily have to be licenses. Licenses would just be fun. And I can't wait to see if they come up with more maps, which I don't think I mentioned because, again, I'm rambling. The maps have like environmental hazards. Like some maps are like, okay, just a map, but other maps are like, hey, you gotta avoid this giant robot trying to kill you. Or, hey, avoid these tanks trying to shoot you. Or, hey, avoid this giant hole in the ground that just opened up, you know? It's like fun. So I can't wait to see more maps, more kaiju, more skins. Maybe they'll add more levels. I don't really think that's gonna be a thing, but who knows? I mean, the possibilities are limitless. And I would love for this little indie studio to just grow and just be able to make more. Passion Republic, please hit me up. I have an excellent pitch for a kaiju game. Open world kaiju game. Check it out, show them some love, etc., etc. Small little video, you guys know what's gonna happen. Like, subscribe, whatever you need. And I'm also starting to put like all the media that I use in the videos down below. I'm slowly upgrading the channel as we go with like more quality and more sources and whatever. So bye.